When you're a kid, watching cartoons is probably a main staple to our childhoods. If it's Regular Show, Adventure Time, SpongeBob, Phineas and Ferb, and many more. However, while most rather just sit back and watch cartoons, have you ever considered actually making one of your own? Well, I have tried before, and it didn't went well. Anyways, the other day I was scrolling through YouTube, then discovered this little pilot called Who Killed Mr. Jones. Checking out the pilot for the first time, I thought this small series just came out recently, however I was very much wrong. It seemed this project has been in development for a few years now, but only had a total of 600 views to itself at the time I'm writing this, which is surprisingly shocking. So the question is, what is Who Killed Mr. Jones? Well, it's a indie animation created by Jonah Smits? Sorry if I'm pronouncing this name wrong, and their little studio, telling the tale of Guy, Mia, and Henry, and the less friendly ghosts of Mr. Jones. Wait a minute, is that Carl from Up? Becoming unlikely partners in crime that embark on a murder mystery quest that ends up uncovering more than what they bargained for. A path of growth and self-discovery. So, before I give my little summary, I definitely recommend you checking out this original pilot for yourself, as if you have seen this before, I doubt it, you can skip to this timestamp right now. However, if you haven't, let's get into the pilot, shall we? The pilot begins with a band, consists of Guy, yes that's his name, Mia, and Henry, performing one of their recent songs, Mothman, in which the crowd definitely cheer for them.
Get off the stage!
Talking among the group, they eventually find themselves in a thrift store of some sort. Guy, our main protagonist, decided to make a little bet with Henry, not knowing what's gonna happen next. Settling down, the next stop is Battle of the Bands, in which only a few seconds pass. Mia tells everyone that Guy has already lost the bet. Coming home that evening, Guy meets Mr. Jones, a ghost man who has been mysteriously killed, and seek the help of someone to fill out his death form, which finally let him move on in peace and only can be seen with the touch of a sweater. After the group witness Mr. Jones and fills out the form to the best they can, they meet death. But the issue is most of the information given on the form isn't correct, leaving Mr. Jones stuck with the band and now must face demons. Why do you ask? Well,
On the occasion of your death, you receive a grace period of 5,475 days, 2 hours, and 86 seconds. In accordance with the Demon Equality Act of 1918, once the aforementioned time has elapsed, demons here forthwith have full legal rights to consume your soul. Wait, demons?
realizing Mr. Jones' only hope is in the group hands now, forced Guy to leave on the sweater to investigate his own mystery, spending all night searching out possible clues and finding the rest of the needed information. And after waking up from a lovely 20-minute sleep, Guy and his friend assemble once again to make a master plan and head to the mortuary. Finally discovering the real way to spell Harry, Guy, still eager in performing their song at Battle of the Bands, suggests that will be their next stop, even though it's a very bad idea, continues on the journey. When the band arrive at their destination, they encounter a real moth demon. No big surprise. Quickly to find a solution to the problem, the band played Dove Wings, which probably is my favorite song between the two featured in the first episode. After interesting performance, ending the chaos, this concludes the pilot with Mr. Jones still stuck with the group antics, hoping one day he will be free. As to what to be expected with every pilot, a really simple episode to lay down the foundation and its concept, and a basic way to establish the cast. Speaking of the cast, what makes Who Killed Mr. Jones special to me is the relatableness in how the character acts and behave. Just what real teenager growing up guy, it's probably just us in high school. You may think most of the cast is typical pretty grounded teenager, but isn't that just most of us in real life? Another thing that the show brings to the table, the unique style it has, especially how the creator present Mr. Jones in the pilot. As he's a ghost, he's dead, he must be different amongst the crew. So how did they manage to do this? With a VHS style filter effect, of course, which I feel is the most interesting approach to this concept, but also the best choice in my opinion in differing the character's appearance from the others. And if you want to see how they achieve this style, there's a video on their channel explaining the exact method they use. Besides that, the series also gives me a similar vibe to Scott Pilgrim, which is very funny to me that the recent Scott Pilgrim anime just released by the time I finished this review. The only thing I fear for the show, however, is the lack of attention it is receiving. And just like every show in existence, if you don't have an interesting appeal to the audience, you won't reach your fullest potential. What draws away any viewers in an animated pilot is the presentation. As expected, the pilot really has a lot more to improve on and to become its greatest potential, animation being one of them. I know that the creators behind the show are doing the best they can, but just like the YouTube algorithm itself, the chances of people that are actually willing to give their time in watching a show like this can be a dice roll. This common issue with every pilot can also be traced back to the creator's failed Kickstarter at the beginning. Overall, that's really it. I really have high hopes for the show and the creators themselves. I actually did have a good time watching it, and if you really have nothing else to do for the rest of your time today, and 15 minutes of course, why not watch it for yourself, you know? Well, that's really all I want to say. I really recommend for you to check out this pilot, definitely, and I will see you all in the stars.